Okay, so the California Reparations Task Force have a public meeting, a 2-day meeting coming up, and actually it's supposed to start today. And, they're still trying to get more recommendations and ideas from the public. So they have until July 1st to submit their findings and report for reparations. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and I'll be right back with my commentary.
Developing reparations proposals for African Americans will be holding full-day meetings right here in Sacramento. Now, this task force was created by the state legislature back in 2020. It was given 2 years to design the nation's most extensive reparations plan since the government's Reconstruction era promise of 40 acres and a mule to newly free slaves. The task force has until July 1st to provide state lawmakers with a report detailing how California should atone for past anti-black policies. And joining us this morning to talk more about the progress that has been made in the nearly 2 years is Assemblymember Reginald Joynes Sawyer. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Yeah, well, this has been really a long time coming. We're talking almost 2 years now. So where do we stand right now in terms of how this proposal has been drafted so far?
We're at the midway point, and actually it's the most exciting point. This is the point where we actually come up with the recommendations for what we need to do to reverse enslavement, but most important, reverse the ongoing problems that we had in the African American community because of slavery. And once we get there, we're going to then present it to the legislature. But the most important thing right now, we got to finalize the report for June 30th, 2023.
So folks are lining up all morning long, we heard, to go ahead and give their opinion this morning. Tell me what's happening today.
So today, we're going to summarize what we think will go into the final report. Mm-hmm. This gives people in the Sacramento area an opportunity to give their input, because that's the most exciting thing. Some of the best ideas aren't from our scholars, or from our academics, or even from people who are honed in the legal system and all of that. It's coming from regular people. Some of the best ideas for what reparations not only is, but how we can reverse chattel slavery in this country have come from regular people. And that's what's so exciting about today.
I know that there have been a lot of considerations put into this, into this potential program. So who right now would qualify for reparations?
Right now, we're looking at a myriad of different things, but one of the things we did decide, in a very narrow vote, but we did decide that people who are descendants of slaves and can prove it, of enslaved people, they will be the ones that have the primarily will get reparations of some kind.
So are we talking about like one-time payments, multiple payments, and what other types of restitution could be on the table?
So reparations is not just a check, it's not just financial. We have a myriad of about 12 other things that we're looking at, whether it's education, judicial system, banking, access to wealth. All of that have things that have really kept African Americans out of being able to succeed here in American society, and especially California.
Do you mind going into a little bit of detail just to kind of expand on what those other type of reparations would be? So
that we're looking at, I'll give you one example. When you look at the prison system, if we're disproportionately incarcerated. The numbers have gone down, but us being part, like 9% of the population, but we may represent 30% of people who are incarcerated, that has to be reversed. We have to get people out of the school to prison pipeline and ultimately get African Americans on the road to being able to be, get out of that, whether it's poverty, whether it's not lack of education. We need to work on all those different aspects of American life so that African Americans can succeed here in California.
And again, even though there's a lot of folks lining up to provide some public statements today, the work is far from over, right? Everything doesn't just end today.
No, the exciting part is to see what the actual reparations statements will be. But the most important part will when it goes to the legislature. That's when Senator Bradford and myself will have the task of trying to get it through the legislature, to the Assembly, to the Senate, and onto the governor's desk. That's when you actually will see the meat and potatoes of what reparations will be.
All right, if anybody can't make it there today, How do they get some public opinion to you? How can they participate going forward?
They can go onto the website, go into the Department of Justice. They have a website that you can go into, and it has reparations. And you can go in there and make your whether it's written, whether you do text, emails. I don't care. We just want you to give us input.
Yeah, just want to hear from folks.
Please do, please do. It's so important that we get every Californian, not just African Americans. We want to hear from other people, because I think it's good for everybody if everybody have input, because this is so important.
Mr. Joan Sawyer, thank you so much for your time this day. I know you are very busy, so we really appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thank you, and thank you for having me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, so California already said they want to set the tone for the rest of the states that are trying to come up with their own reparations package. So they have a 2-day session starting Friday today with the purpose of talking to the public and trying to get more ideas they can add into their recommendations that they intend on submitting to the state. And as you heard, they have until July 1st to submit something. And they said they already have a 500-page report already written out detailing the history of discrimination, colonialism, and present day disparities that are going on in California. And what they're putting together, they said they wanted to apply no matter what state you're in, all over the country, where other states can get ideas from California. So I think it's a good idea. So the task force has until July 1st for its final report with recommendations for a legislative bill package. Once the group produces its final report, it will be up to the legislature to turn the proposals into a bill. And then it goes up to the governor's office to be signed. So, I hope they do something. I can't wait to hear what their final recommendations are. Hopefully, they will publish that, so that we all can see it. Okay, so California probably will be one of the first states to submit a full package on reparations to be voted on. So I anticipate probably sometime towards the end of June, we'll probably hear the things that are in their package that will go to the legislature there. And hopefully it'll be full details out. More than likely, since we keep hearing about their meetings and everything along the way, um, I really am looking forward to this to see what's in there, and as well as other states that are doing packages as well. And we shall see. We'll see where it goes. Something must be done. It is just too much disparities going on even to this very day, and it's gone on for so long, and nobody is trying to come up with a remedy. So if you don't have a remedy for this, then reparations is it. Sitting around and doing nothing for another 10, 15, 20 years, that's not an option. That's not an option. Sorry. So if your thinking is we should just forget about this whole thing and just keep pressing on with the same oppressive system, wrong, wrong. So we shall see, y'all. But it's amazing how many of the southern states that had the biggest amounts of slaves, I notice they're not throwing their hats in the arena at all. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.